When it comes to mythology, pantheons, and folktales, no culture has quite the colorful and deep collection as the Japanese, containing tales of strange frog things with rain-dish heads and eating cucumbers, to a princess exiled to the moon alone with no one but a rabbit for company. No one does folk tales like the Japanese. However, that does not mean every tale they have is 100% unique, or does not share themes and lessons with other cultures and stories. An example of this is the story of Urashima Tarō and the turtle. Again, while not unique in its themes, it's one of my favorites. Urashima Tarō is a famous Japanese folktale that dates to centuries past and is rooted heavily in Japanese mythology. The story revolves around a young fisherman named Urashima Tarō. Tarō is a simple fisherman in his village. He is not a great fisherman and is average at best with his job. He is no secret genius, and he is not particularly handsome. By all means and accounts, his fellow villagers would describe him as a simple man, living his life the best way he can, day by day. One day, though, while fishing on the beach, Urashima Tarō encounters a group of children tormenting a turtle. He rescues the turtle, telling the children to leave it alone, and releases it back into the sea, showing kindness and compassion. In other versions of the tale, Tarō finds the turtle caught up in his fishing net and decides to release it. Regardless of the version, the result is the same. As a reward for his act of kindness, the turtle transforms into a beautiful woman before his eyes. The turtle was secretly the daughter of the Emperor of the Sea, a beautiful princess named Urahime. She invites Urashima Tarō to her underwater palace, Ryugujo, the Dragon Palace, which is ruled by the dragon god. Tarō is magically given gills, and he rides the turtle down deep below to the sea and down to the Dragon Palace itself. For Urashima Tarō, he spends what feels like only a few days in the undersea palace. He spends his time enjoying the wonders of the underwater world, and of course, the company of the princess Urahime. Eventually, Urashima Tarō becomes homesick, and he decides to return to his village on the surface. Princess Urahime, although sad to see him leave, gives him a mysterious jeweled box with strict instructions never to open it, as it holds the secret to their time together. When Urashima Tarō returns to the surface and to his village, he finds that everything has changed. He learns that many generations have passed, and his village is unfamiliar to him. His friends and family are long gone. Everyone he knew and everyone that remembered him has perished. Overcome with curiosity and the longing for his past life, Urashima Tarō eventually opens the box despite Princess Urahime's warnings. Once he does so, wisps of smoke rise from the box and surround him, and he ages rapidly, turning into an old man right where he stands. As his youth fades away, Urashima Tarō realizes his mistake, both in opening the box and in leaving the Dragon Palace behind. In some versions of the tale, once he opens the box, he transforms into a crane and flies away. In others still, after opening the box, he simply turns to dust and vanishes into the sea. This story seems to have similar ideas and themes with other cultural tales and myths across the world, both historical and contemporary. From the land of the Lotus Eaters encountered by Odysseus and his men in Homer's tale, they land on the island and fall into a trance, imbibing the pleasures of the Lotus Eaters and forgetting their duties. By the time they come to their senses, they learn far more time has passed than they originally thought and rush off. Also, the Irish tale of Oisin in Tír na nÓg is a very similar tale. The Irish folktale is a story in which a character, Oisin, meets and falls in love with a beautiful woman named Niam. They ride a magical horse across the ocean and are swept away to a magical land in which time moves strangely, only to return and find his homeland changed. Oisin is also given a cryptic warning he fails to follow and is turned into an old man. The Germanic people have the tale of King Herle, a legendary king of the ancient Britons. Herle visits the otherworld. There he leads the wild hunt and returns some 300 years later to find his lands conquered by the Saxons. Even in the modern day, this motif stands strong, and the tale of Pinocchio in Pleasure Land, in which the titular character gets taken in by the sin, pleasure, and debauchery, losing himself and the responsibility given to him by his father and the Great Fairy. The very popular books set in the Wonderland of Narnia repeat this motif again and again, although slightly inverted here, as the lead characters spend time in the real world and return to Narnia to find years and years have transpired since. And of course, many more stories besides. This is a repeating motif and tale across human societies. But what does it mean, and what can we learn from it? The tale of Urashima Tarō explores themes of time, mortality, and the consequences of curiosity. It serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of human existence and the importance of respecting the boundaries set by divine or supernatural beings. Urashima Tarō is one of Japan's most beloved folktales and has been passed down through generations since the 9th century. It reflects a Japanese attitude toward nature, respect for mythical creatures like turtles, and the belief in worlds beyond the human realm. In summary, both Urashima Tarō and The Land of the Lotus Eaters, Pinocchio, and others offer profound insights into human nature, the consequences of indulgence, and the importance of maintaining a connection with reality and responsibility. Many of these tales serve as cautionary warnings against indulging too deeply in escapism or losing oneself in the pleasures of another realm. The protagonists often face harsh realities upon their return, highlighting how excessive indulgence or detachment from reality can have serious consequences. These stories continue to resonate across cultures, reminding us of the timeless wisdom embedded in mythological narratives. There are several versions of the Urashima Tarō tale, with variations in details and the ending. Some adaptations emphasize different aspects of the story, but the core elements of kindness, temptation, and consequentialism remain central to its enduring appeal. Overall, Tarō continues to captivate audiences with its blend of fantasy, moral lessons, and poignant reflection on the passage of time and the mysteries of life and death. So, what do you think? Would you go on this magic carpet ride and regale in its fineries if you were given the opportunity? Or are you wiser than our protagonists? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed my video, give it a like, and subscribe if you haven't already for more myths and tales. And, as always, thank you, listeners.